Hi, I'm Nick Hughes from Dynamic Sales Coach. On this short video today, I want to talk about how to move the conversation away from price to selling your value. So arguably one of the greatest investors of our time, Warren Buffett, once said, price is about what you pay, but value is what you receive. And I wholeheartedly agree with him. But as yet, buyers still use price as one of their key filters to supply in a large proportion of their buying decisions, and very often to their own detriment. How do you overcome the age-old question of price versus value for your service or your product? Well, let me tell you, it's much easier when you understand the value of what you're offering to your client. What your client is really looking for is value, and often both they and the salesperson confuse value for price. Price is an element of providing value for money, but breaking down the needs and the wants of the client a little further soon provides the evidence that price is not everything. Price becomes the default position of most sales conversations because the salesperson hasn't established or identified the full benefits to their client. Let us look at the three key elements. Number one, emotional connection to the benefits of your product or service. What do I mean by an emotional connection? Well, what you're selling needs to resonate or resolve a problem that the client has a pain point around. Understanding your client's pain points and being able to confidently explain how the benefits of your service can fill this void or take away the pain point or problem is the starting point to then make an emotional connection to your service or product. If it's a service you're selling, consider physically showing them how it will work for them. Encourage them to ask questions, but also, most importantly, ask them how it resolves their problem. If it's a product you're selling, place it in their hands. Encourage them to touch and examine it. Touching a product helps us all make emotional connections with products and items. Those of you who've shopped for jewellery would definitely recognise this. Ask them to picture how it will affect their lives or their business performance in the future. Again, what pain point will it take away or relieve? Point two, what is the impact of them having your product or service? The amateur salesperson doesn't really understand the impact their service has on the client, so cannot present it in a way that's understandable and quantifiable for the client. When someone has made an emotional connection with a product or service, it needs to have a positive impact on them. The bigger the impact, the less the price is a factor in their decision-making process. So, whether you sell cans of beans or professional law services, in either case, value can be established. In the case of beans, over and above taste and quality, they're a main staple driver for footfall into food stores. Drive more footfall and the customer spends more in store. The buyer can quantify that. For professional services, you can quantify the value of cases won by your company in your specific field of expertise. That can be transferred into value for your client. Either way, establishing the value to your client or demonstrating to them visually how you've arrived at value is absolutely key. Three, my final point is quantifying and demonstrating the financial benefits to your client. What do I mean here? Well, it's all about establishing the relevant financial benefit to your client, whether it is internal cost saving, a way to increase their revenue, greater margin opportunities, complexity reduction in their business, or just a greater driver for engagement for their clients. The list goes on, but these all carry a cost to businesses. If you can quantify this and the client agrees, then you're adding value to their business and your price becomes less important. Ask the client to quantify these savings or the pain your service either takes away or reduces in their business. What would be the benefits to them? More cash, greater efficiencies? Ask them to estimate that benefit again. If your service is a fair price in comparison, then it should not be a blocker to moving the sales process along. Establishing these three elements as part of your sales process will undoubtedly give you a significant advantage in being able to sell your value and move the conversation of price down the buyer's lists of needs and wants. I've been Nick Hughes of Dynamic Sales Coach.